Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show. As I said, we have some medical issues going on, so I will have to just take some time out here, which I have done. So it won't be a very detailed report, but just wanting to briefly touch. So in the main, I would be covering the first day's play in the second test between Zimbabwe and Pakistan, where Zimbabwe, I thought initially they lost wickets, then they recovered to the Hamilton Masakadza and the comeback of the Zimbabwean captain Brendan Taylor. But Pakistan definitely came into their own in the final session to actually, I would say, steal the honours from Zimbabwe, and Zimbabwe were staring at a total of 237 for 8 at close on the first day of the second test match between Zimbabwe and Pakistan at the Harare Sports Club. So I'll talk about that. And then we will look at the South African selection for the tour of Pakistan, but not the tour of Pakistan, the tour of United Arab Emirates, where they would be taking on Pakistan. So that is something. And then we'll also have a preview of the third one-day international, which is coming up between England and Australia tomorrow. Now this was a special request from one of the persons. I thought his name was Anil Bista, who actually had requested me to do a preview, but I told him that I would try to. But well, I could only do a brief preview, Mr. Anil Bista, unfortunately, but I would do my best. Well, so let's get on to some cricket here. As I said, today was the first day of the second test match between Zimbabwe and Pakistan. And it was very essential. One was looking forward to Brendan Taylor playing, as Brendan Taylor was captaining the side today. But what was more important was to see who is going to be dropped. And finally, if you look at the squad, they decided to. It was a bit of a surprise for me that Shingarai Masakadza was left out of the squad and Brian Vittori was roped in. So Mutumbami kept his place. And Brendan Taylor also came. So Mutumbami continued to keep wickets. And as far as the match was concerned, Zimbabwe were the ones who actually won the toss here at the Harare Sports Club. And Pakistan actually retained the same lineup that they played in the first test match. And for Zimbabwe, if you look at the score, they didn't have a good start. The first over itself, Tino Moyo was a victim, as he was really tested by Junaid Khan for the first two deliveries. In fact, the first delivery moved away from him, so he was tested, and the second delivery, Tino Moyo was a goner. Caught Adnan Akmal behind the stumps of the bowling of Junaid Khan for a duck. So that was the first wicket. After that, it was Sibanda and Masakadza. Now, Sibanda also, and also one has to praise the way Junaid Khan was bowling. He was really, bowling in the right areas, getting the ball to move. Rahat Ali was also complimenting him well, and that particular combination actually helped Rahat Ali get his wicket, as he went through the defences of Usi Sibanda, who was gone for 14 with 2 boundaries, which made the score 31 for 2. After that, it was a good partnership. In fact, it was, I would say that Zimbabwe were really going at snail's pace. In the 40 minutes, they could add. They actually had not added any runs, and it was very slow going, and especially considering the fact that they lost 2 wickets, they really put the shutters with Masakadza and Brendan Taylor playing it towards lunch. But after lunch, it was Hamilton Masakadza who really opened up and played some glorious strokes, and he also hit one very good 6-2 of the bowling. I thought was of Saeed Ajmal, that he hit a 6. Brendan Taylor took his time at the crease after making his comeback, slowly starting to find his bearings there, and Hamilton Masakadza accelerated very well, and this partnership started really blossoming, and it had added 110 runs when the third wicket fell. Then when Pakistan managed to finally break this third wicket partnership, then Hamilton Masakadza was caught by Mohammad Hafiz of the bowling of Saeed Ajmal for 75 with 9 fours and 1 6. After that, once Hamilton Masakadza went away, it was Malcolm Waller and Brendan Taylor. So there was some little aggression there, as Malcolm Waller decided in only hitting the ball to the ropes. And if you look at his knock, he cracked 23 runs with 5 boundaries. And Brendan Taylor after the absence, when Hamilton Masakadza was available, he was really playing in a very restrained style of restrained method. But once Hamilton Masakadza's wicket went, Brendan Taylor accelerated and he started playing his strokes. And then there was a very little partnership, but it added 31 runs for the fourth wicket. And after that, Malcolm Waller was a victim of Junaid Khan, who came on to his second spell, and he was caught behind of Junaid Khan for 23. After that, it was Mutumbami, and then Brendan Taylor himself succumbed to the bowling of Abdul Rahman. He tried to reverse sweep Abdul Rahman, and he was trapped in front, and Brendan Taylor was gone. LBW bowled Abdul Rahman. But it was good to see Brendan Taylor, the captain, on his comeback, getting 51 runs with 6 fours. Was looking very good. So that once again tilted the scales in favor of Pakistan at 176 for 5. And not only that, not only it tilted the scales, after that Pakistan took some very quick wickets with Elton Chugumbra clean ball by Abdul Rahman for 15 with 1-4. Mutumbami was caught behind the bowling of Junaid Khan for 8. And towards the close, there was a partnership between Utsaya and Panyangra for the 8th wicket, which added 31 runs. And in that stage, Panyangra was looking good with 24, but towards the close of play, Rahat Ali clean bowled Tinesha Panyangra for 24 with 4 boundaries, which left the score on 237 for 8 at close of play. Utsaya was not out on 14 with no boundaries, and Chatara was not out on naught. 237 for 8 was what Zimbabwe closed on the first day. And let me tell you, the pitch is not easy to bat on. It requires a lot of application, and you require to be at the crease, and so that was something that Zimbabwe were not found wanting, I would say, but only barring probably Hamilton Masakadza and Brendan Taylor, they were found a bit wanting there. And it was not so easy, as I said, and it also depended on how the Pakistani bowlers bowled. Well, Junaid Khan was an absolute, it was a splendid exhibition of swing bowling. 25 overs, 10 maidens, 55 runs and 3 wickets. Rahat Ali today complimented Junaid Khan in an admirable manner. 19 overs, 7 maidens, 48 runs and 2 wickets. He was really testing the batsman. He was doing all sorts of tricks there. Yunus Khan also bowled 3 overs for 7 runs. Syed Ajmal 20 overs, 5 maidens, 1 for 71. Abdul Rahman 21 overs, 6 maidens, 237. 2 overs, no maiden, none for 7 for Mohammad Hafiz. So 237 for 8 was what Zimbabwe closed at. And as I said, the pitch is not easy to bat on. But I thought, in that considering that, I thought Zimbabwe have still done a good job. Well, now let's look at the other news which is making headlines. Not headlines really. The South African squad has been selected for the Pakistan series. As you know, it's not going to be played in Pakistan, but it is going to be played at the United Arab Emirates, which is going to be starting probably in the month of October. And the only thing that I would like to say here, I'm not going to talk about much of the team, just would like to say that Graeme Smith is back as the captain of the Test squad, so he makes his comeback. Jacques Kallis is back, Dale Steyn is back, so these are the big names which are back. Other than that, looking at the squad that has been selected, I wouldn't really go into much detail about it. I just wanted to generally briefly skim through it, because the reason that I'm not doing it is because, as I said, one of the subscribers, Anil Bista, has requested for doing a preview of the third one-day international, and that's what precisely I'm going to do. Well, as far as the third one-day international is concerned, Australia, the second one-day international, they did a wonderful job in picking up a win there. It was a very handsome win. But now, as far as let's look at what England can do. Now, Michael Carberry gets another opportunity here to really show his mettle. He unfortunately lost the opportunity in the first game when he actually slapped a cut to the backward point. Kevin Peterson, well, he was looking in good nick. Jonathan Trott failed the other day, as you know. Owen Morgan, well, he was in the company of Kevin Peterson, and he was playing well until he succumbed. He's the captain of the team too, as you know. Ravi Bopara also couldn't do much with the bat. Josh Butler did a star turn there, even though his team lost. What was good about it was Josh Butler went on to make his maiden half century, and that would have really built his confidence a great deal now. And then Ben Stokes also couldn't do couldn't do. I thought it was Josh Butler, as I said, as he made around 75 odd runs, but Ben Stokes also couldn't do much, couldn't create much of an impression. Now, one thing that one would like to see here is that the possible team, whether Chris Jordan, who's been much talked about as he has been bowling very well in the English county circuit this season, whether he can get a look in tomorrow, and one can get a chance to have a look at Chris Jordan, because he seems to bowl very well, and one is only longing to see Chris Jordan in action tomorrow. Boyd Rankin, he had a wonderful one-day international match, provided the breakthrough, also came in and picked up some wickets. Stephen Fenn and James Treadwell, unfortunately, came in for some real tap against the Australian batsman, leaking 60 runs of his 8 overs. Whether he can really get over this and put up a much better performance as he is known to be. As far as Australia are concerned, well, Aaron Finch and Sean Marsh, we know that Michael Clarke and George Bailey played a great role the other day, and Aaron Finch, Sean Marsh and Shane Watson could only chip in with some good scores, but yes, definitely Australia would be hoping that they not only get a very good foundation laid by these opening partners, Aaron Finch and Sean Marsh, who are looking in great form, and then Shane Watson to follow. So Australian team looks strong. I don't think any changes are going to be there in this particular team, with Adam Vokes, Matthew Wade all selecting themselves. James Faulkner bowled well. The bowling, as you know, Mitchell Johnson was absolutely on fire the other day with his splendid bowling, well supported by James Faulkner and Clint McKay, and Fawad Ahmed, off spinner, also would be getting an opportunity. It would be good to see when Australia have a low score to defend. How do they use Fawad Ahmed, leg spinner? Well, other than that, dear fans and subscribers, I don't have anything else to share as far as the preview is concerned. It's very, very short. You would be seeing me. I'm a bit ragged and all, but it's just to do the Cricket Happenings show. I've just rushed in, and in whatever time is available, I'm just eking out this, whatever time I could eke out, I'm trying to do this Cricket Happenings show. Other than that, dear fans and subscribers, I don't have anything else to say, but yes, tomorrow will be the second day of the second test match between Zimbabwe and Pakistan in the Hare Cup 2013. It would be very interesting, and the England-Australia third one-day international at Edgbaston is also going to be equally interesting. Well, dear fans and subscribers, it was a very, very casual Cricket Happening show. Nothing of real, I wouldn't say I really added any much entertainment here, but well, as I said, our time is a big constraint now in this particular week, at least for me. But I did whatever I could, and I hope you all understand, dear friends subscribers. Thanks for your dear company to this Cricket Happening show. Thanks for your tremendous patience for the show, and also your good understanding of how this Cricket Happening show runs. Your host Ram will probably, again, as I said, this week every time it would be a probably, or I might, something I will have to use these words, unfortunately. So you might see me, or probably see me tomorrow in the next Cricket Happening show. Other than that, nothing else for the present. It's good night from your host Ram. Thanks.